Like I used to say, being a business owner just means working 24/7, 50 meetings a week. Now I'm like, no, being a business owner is prioritizing things that you need to prioritize and saying no. And I've been saying no for the first time, which it almost feels like good to say no.
Yeah, it does.
We're your hosts, Sahara Embry
and Michaela Bedoyan. From working corporate 9-to-5s to running $1 million companies,
we're bringing you the inside scoop of what it takes to start and scale your business.
We're keeping things real, raw, and unfiltered.
This is the Rise and Refine podcast. Welcome back
to the Rise and Refine podcast.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been quite a minute.
Yeah, and we're in a new place.
We are. We are actually in Crew Realty's social media room. So,
we have a lot to catch up on, and I'm sure you wish this wall was orange.
I do. It is green, which is fine. We love this color green. We picked it especially for Crew.
Yes.
However, yes, we do wish it was orange. We will have our own podcast studio set up once Sahara's addition, if you want to call it, gets finished.
Maybe,
at her
or
house.
we'll just stay in here because honestly, this is such a good soundproof room.
Yeah, true.
I'm interested to hear how it sounds with that. This is set up for podcasts and stuff. So
yeah.
I think we might get over the green wall and go for it,
we might
right?
just get over it.
Yes.
I don't know. You can tell how professional we are. We haven't even actually tested the sound in here with all of this. Oh, okay, good.
I have. It's really good. High reviews from the agents. A couple of my agents wanted to do a podcast and they were like, sound quality is perfect.
Perfect.
Yes, and it probably looks really cool too. So it's
we'll
not
see.
orange, but that's okay because we like all sorts of colors.
We do.
Yes.
We do. Even though I love orange.
Yes, I know. But we are back.
Yes.
Well, I thought it would be cool if we, not cool, kind of talk about the real reason why we paused and why we took a break, why we came back, and just catch you up because a lot's changed. It's been how long?
It's been close to 6 months, I feel like.
Really?
Yeah. By the time this episode launches, we'll be at 6 months.
That's insane.
Yeah.
So much needed break.
It's a hot minute break.
Yes. But I feel like it was needed for the both of us to come back better, higher quality, more content, better conversations, and just take a break and kind of recap. So
most
talk
definitely
about the reason we stopped, the honest reason,
you have it in your head. You might as well just go ahead and I'll fill in the blanks.
I think
because I feel like it might be a little bit different for both of us.
Yeah. I kind of brought it up to Michaela and she agreed with me because I think we were feeling the same thing. I think we've had so much go on in our lives. I think we made a few mistakes when we set it up. One of the mistakes that we made was filming after hours of office hours, which was exhausting the both of us because we both work, we're business owners, but we both, it's funny, you say you quit your 9-to-5 to become a business owner, but you end up working a 9-to-5 anyway.
Exactly.
That's when everybody else works.
Or an 8 to 10.
Yeah. You're basically on 24/7.
Yeah.
And we just didn't set the proper boundaries. We didn't
because I was literally driving from Atlanta, Georgia to Huntsville, Alabama late afternoon. I was getting in around 7 and we would try to shoot an episode that night to pick up first thing in the morning, shoot as many episodes as we possibly could that next day, and then I drive back the following night. Yeah. And it just the content wasn't there. Our minds weren't in the right space. Yeah, it was rushed. We successfully launched the podcast. We gained a little bit of a following from it. We had great response. We got some really great reviews, started getting our first couple of leads from the podcast, which was insane. So it was definitely,
it's not that it was terrible.
No, it was worth the investment, but I think that we have just learned what not to do.
We just set it up we were so excited to set it up and I'm still very thankful we did because I think it's kind of year 1 in business is completely different than year 5. Season 1 of the podcast will be completely different than now. But you can tell if you look back at the episodes from the very first one we did to our last one we posted, mentally, physically, it was just rough on the both of us.
Yeah.
If
you want to go watch the last episode, it's on YouTube. We both look physically burnt out.
It's pretty bad. And I think it's also very raw because one, how did we even allow ourselves to post?
I don't know. We were just get it out there, just do it.
We were just doing it to do it, not because we loved doing it. When we started it because we loved doing it and we wanted to do it. So it just kind of
It fizzled out and it became more of a task to
A
check
chore.
off than
Yeah.
it was for us to actually educate and spend the time, racking our brain, gathering the right resources, doing the research necessary for the episode to air and to air with a sense of credibility behind passion behind it.
Yeah.
And it was just us trying to churn out the content, and it caught up to us really, really quickly.
Yes.
And so now we have regrouped. We've
lot's changed.
completely restructured the way that the podcast is going to run and how it's going to function.
Yeah. We know what it takes now too, which I think is a huge thing.
Yeah.
We didn't know what it would take. Like, we didn't really batch our episodes properly. It always felt like we were doing things last minute, and we didn't prep a lot of our episodes properly. So we're prepping a lot more now. We're batching a little bit more to give us more time. We just didn't do those things.
Yeah. I feel like when Sahara and I have an idea to launch something, it's like full throttle, full speed ahead. We launch it, and then
It's like,
I guess we need to learn from ourselves.
Yes.
But it's like, wait, we can do this so much better
Yes.
if we just would have taken the extra time. But honestly, like, how are you going to learn if you haven't done it before? Like, you have to kind
You
of
don't know what to expect.
Yeah, you have to throw yourself into the deep end in order to figure it out. And that's literally what we did. So we are here now. We have completely regrouped, and this is kind of the new face of Rise and Refine.
Yes. We know what burnout feels like with podcasts. We know what mistakes made, and we still chose to come back. And we set really good boundaries with each other, with the way it's going to be structured, making sure we go into planning more, making sure scheduling more, prepping more. And I think it'll run things a lot smoother.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
Do you want to go into some of those boundaries that we actually had to set with each other?
Yes. Well, my one boundary was I will not record after 5. And I told Michaela that. I said, I feel bad with my daughter. Like, I already work all day. To then what we were doing was we were filming like the night she arrived. So like 4 p.m. all the way to like 10 p.m.
11, yeah.
And then we wake up and immediately do it again. So then I had to, even if we filmed during the day, I had to play catch up because we had filmed that previous night. So it was just a lot. We were trying to do too many episodes into one filming day. We were filming after work hours and not giving ourselves grace for the fact that we also work. So now we're going to do it during work hours. I want to do it in the office. I think Michaela's got to get comfortable with that because what y'all can't see, maybe we can put a couple clips of behind the scenes here. I'll record one real quick and Chandler can add it to the episode.
It's a wall of windows.
It's a wall
to
of
the
glass.
left.
Yeah. Literally. And I think that makes you nervous.
It does, because I feel like if y'all follow us on Refine Marketing, you guys know I've said this quite a bit on stories. Like, I'm an introvert forced to be an extrovert. Like, Refine forces me to be an extrovert. Sahara forces me to be an extrovert. And so that the fact that this is just here is like a huge mental block that I am actively working to overcome as we are shooting this episode.
Yes.
So yeah, that's definitely something that, I mean, we'll probably stick to this room as long as we have it, as long as, you know, it's available to us.
That's literally the only downfall, that and the fact that people can see us, which I'm like, hi, what questions do you have?
And I'm like, please go away.
Yeah. She's like, go away. But the wall, I think, is the biggest thing. But I like this room a lot for filming because all of our stuff can be here. That was another thing. It was like constantly getting our stuff out. And it was just a lot.
Sahara hired, kind of ironically, the videographer that we were already working with to edit the podcast episodes.
I hired her full time.
She hired her full time for crew. Yeah, she's going to be able to help us with this as well because she's a personal friend of both of ours, and she's just super excited to be a part of the podcast with us.
I've known Chandler for years, and we were contracting her out work to do this, but then it was hard because she would always tell us, like, you're not doing the right angles or the light's not adjusted right. And she couldn't constantly, she has 2 small kids.
Or you look too blue or too orange. And we're like, well, how do you fix that?
Like, we don't know what to do. Technical issues. We were constantly on FaceTime with her. And that's why another reason I want to do it here, because she can help and be here. And she can basically, when we're done filming episode, take it and go back, and to be able to be blessed starting something new with help like that, I think is something a lot of people don't have.
No, yeah, definitely. Yeah. And then going back to just the boundaries. So Sahara said hers Mine was actually with Sahara's schedule and her running her other businesses.
Yes.
So I had to set the boundary of like, okay, or kind of the expectation. It wasn't necessarily a boundary, but more of an expectation of like, okay, when I come into town, that means that you clear your schedule because I'm driving the 3.5 hours to get here. So when I am in town, I expect to have your full attention for that amount of time.
She wanted more of my attention.
Yes. I need her attention when I'm in town to get shit done.
Yes.
But then, you know, as soon as I leave, whatever. And then obviously there's certain meetings that can't be moved. So I'll just schedule a meeting of my own, or I'll schedule a little bit of my own personal like client work that needs to get done during that time. So that was just something that I had to come forward and say, but we wouldn't have figured that out if we hadn't of just jumped in and tried it.
I think what's funny is I didn't realize that was also a boundary I needed, because I would like literally schedule meetings, try to schedule them in between each episode.
Yeah.
So I had no time to rest, no time to think. It was like I was meeting, and then going to the next, but then that would delay. And so I feel like I've done way better, because the last couple times you've come up, I feel like I haven't had much.
No, yeah, you've definitely done better. There's been like one or two things where you were like, you told me this day, and I'm like, no, I didn't. We had to reschedule something, but we are definitely getting back on track. So
back on track.
But
in
that's
our photo
also,
shoot, I scheduled nothing.
Exactly. I know. I was really proud of her. But this is also just little things that we're learning too as business partners, because Sahara has 4 other businesses, and she doesn't have a partner in any of them, and I'm her only business partner. And so we're also still trying to figure out each other, figure out how things work, when they should work, who can pick up what slack where. And so, yeah, I don't know. I feel like we're pretty compatible.
We haven't killed each other yet. But it's funny because I think we have similar personalities in a lot of ways. But we're also both control freaks.
Yeah.
Which is probably our biggest challenge, but I think because we understand control freaks, it doesn't bother us as much, because when you're being control freak, I'm just like, I know what she's doing, and I know like she doesn't mean it. That's how she is, because I do it to you too.
Yeah.
And so it is kind of funny. I think like you would think 2 control freaks wouldn't work, but I feel like it's only made us understand a little bit more.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying?
I do. I do. Like, so really another reason why there was such a need for a break was going back to just like how we physically looked.
Mentally, I think it had a lot with our mental health.
Mentally, but then it showed itself physically.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, Sahara and I both talked about this prior to this episode. We talked about it when it was going on, but we really think the both of us might have had seasonal depression, because
and we don't say that. I'm laughing because like we think we had it at the same time. And I randomly texted you one day. I was like, I feel so off and I don't know what this feeling is. And you're like, I feel the exact same way.
Yes. I was like, my head was foggy.
Yeah.
And it was just like going through the motions.
Like physically inflamed?
Yes. Like I was very puffy. I was like wash on like heck every single morning. I don't know. I felt off. I don't really know how else to put it. But it was affecting like my creativity. It was affecting the way that I moved in our business. Like, didn't really know when to do things. I didn't have the energy to do things. And I typically don't have a hard time making decisions for Refined if Sahara is not available. But at that time I was like, I can't do this without her. Like it was weird. It was very odd.
It's a weird timing for both of us.
Yeah. So that hit both of us, I feel like, at the same time. I came out of it in March. So I was in it for like a good 2 months, and I didn't realize I was in it until I really got out of it. Like I noticed that I fell off, but I didn't realize how bad it was until I got out of it.
Until you look back now and you think about what you were doing then.
Yeah.
Your day-to-day look like, what you look like.
Yeah. Apparently we are both very strong personalities, and when we walk into a room, people gravitate. I'm not trying to pat ourselves on the back, but like people normally like gravitate
we
towards us.
We don't have egos.
Oh my gosh.
No, we're like, we know who they are because they're so loud and obnoxious, and we know that they're going to say something off the wall.
Right. Exactly.
Yes.
And yeah, I think it just like physically manifested in a way where we were just not ourselves at that time. But anyway, so that all happened, and then I really was like the pivot that helped me get out of it was one, just like getting outside and getting active again. But then two, I had to completely restructure my calendar, and we're going to be talking about this in another episode
Like
too.
yeah.
But like I had to restructure my calendar to where I wasn't taking meetings any time of day, any day of the week. You
Yes,
have to
women.
be able. Yes.
We were saying yes to everything, whether we wanted to or not.
Yeah.
Just to make other people happy or try to please everybody. And we had no boundaries.
No.
And it drove us both like pretty insane.
I had to restructure my weeks to where Mondays and Fridays are non-forward facing days. Those are strictly admin days. Those are strictly me working on maybe it's client work, or maybe it's refined admin work, or maybe it's goal planning for refined, big picture planning, whatever it might be. Mondays and Fridays are my days that are set to do strictly that. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays are my days where I do take meetings, but those are very design heavy, design centric days.
And we're going to do a whole episode later on.
Yeah.
About like boundaries and schedules and all that to kind of dive into, because I think we both made a lot of changes in our day-to-days that has made really big differences from what we used to do. Like I used to say, you know, being a business owner just means working 24/7, 50 meetings a week. Now I'm like, no, being a business owner is prioritizing things that you know you need to prioritize and not taking those 50 meetings and saying no. And I've been saying no for the first time, which it almost feels like good to say no.
Yeah, it does.
Like, you know what? No, I cannot get that to you today because I've got a busy life and you can wait.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's definitely been a hard shift for the both of us, but it's been such a necessary shift because we are not used to doing that. We're both perfectionists. We're both very driven individuals, and so when you put that combination together, you just want to please and you want to churn out work and you want to do it to the highest caliber. But when you are trying to please somebody and get it out fast and do it to the highest caliber, those things don't mesh. It's like oil and water.
All right, let's dive into. So we want to catch you guys up now after we kind of talk about the reason why.
Hear all of our drama.
Yes, hear all of it. But we want to just catch you up because by the time this launches, it'll be 6 months. But even in the past 4 or 5 months, you know, so much has changed. And besides our day-to-day and schedules and stuff, we've had so many wonderful clients. You've gotten to work on a lot of different client projects in a lot of different industries.
Yeah.
Lots of websites, like you want to catch them up on client work.
Oh yeah. I'm just gonna rattle off because we've gotten to work with so many amazing clients from all around the United States, and the industries are, I feel like it's so vast.
It's everything.
Like, yeah. We don't like to niche down. I don't believe in niching down. I believe that, you know, you can niche down with a type of client that you want to work with, but you don't have to niche down to a specific industry that you want to work in. So there's a huge difference with that. But some of them are Legree Studios. That's a big one. We've now worked on 4
or 5 Legree studios.
Yeah.
We love
branding from the ground up. Like absolutely adore you guys.
I love the Legree girls.
I feel like they're so charismatic. They're so much fun to work with.
Yes.
And
they know what they want. They get it done. They communicate. They're all like this. They communicate well. They all have a vision of their branding. I mean, they've been so great to work with.
And they trust me. Oh, they trust me. And it makes me feel so
They're
good.
all like, we know you're going to do great. Take it.
Yes. And those are the best clients to work with. We've worked with media agencies, property management company, a law firm, 2 residential construction and development companies, actually both out in LA, 2 wedding dress boutiques, a real estate agent personal brand, an interior designer, a social media management company, and a real estate brokerage.
Yeah. Lots.
So that's what we've been up to the last 6 months.
Yeah. And it's really cool because a lot of people, you know, they're like, if you're doing that many Legree studios, is the branding going to be similar? But you've done a really good job. And every single one of them looks very different with their own personality. And I think that's why Legree girls keep reaching out to you, because they're not scared that you're going to create something similar. They're like, no, everything you've done has been like awesome and so different and matches each of their personalities.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's also based on the target market, the area that they're in. Like we have Amplify up in Rochester, Minnesota. And if I were to brand Amplify up in Minnesota the same way we branded Rise Legree out in Poway, California. It wouldn't work.
It would not work.
It wouldn't work for the target market, the income in that area, the price points are different. So, I mean, you definitely have to do your research, and that's part of what all goes into the back end of our brand strategy that we even start with for clients, but we're not going to get into all of that right now.
And it was kind of funny too, because I feel like when we stopped this, you had some client work, but then it almost like stopped. It went really down. And I think Michaela was internally freaking out for a second, because she's like, wait, we stopped podcasts. My clients are finished up. You remember that very slow period. But then all of a sudden it just like.
The slow period was about for like 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah. And then she was like,
oh, shoot, we've got
oh, crap. We have 10 at the same time.
10 active projects. And like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But it's all good. I feel like you have those lulls too. I almost needed that lull to reset mentally, because it was right around that same time where I was going through whatever that was with my body, my mind. We were pausing the podcast. We were doing a lot of transitions within our own structure of refined our calendars, setting boundaries. So I feel like the lull was necessary for all of that to happen.
So you can feel refreshed when those new client projects.
Yeah.
Okay. Other things, we both have really worked on our mental and physical health. We've kind of already touched a little bit about that, but I recently finally got back into working out, because when I don't know, it was like, I really love working out, like for my mental health. And I was so good at last year, but when we hit that time, you could not pay me to go work out.
No,
I could not even think about it. I did not want to think about it. And so we both started working out again. I've been eating healthy since then, with fasting. They don't like my fasting, but I like my fasting.
I don't agree with the way that she's fasting, but that's okay.
I'm not fasting anymore, but I like fasting. For some reason, for me, it makes me feel good when I fast, but I've been eating healthier. No. We are trying to physically feel better. That's the reality. Well, not what the scale says, but physically more energy, less inflammation, less brain fog, like physically get those benefits.
And I've learned too, I've just come to realize, I guess, more so that when I work out first thing in the morning and I start my morning with that, I feel so much more productive throughout the rest of the day.
100%.
Like I am set to, sometimes I don't even need coffee after working out. Like I'm like, get my protein shake. I'll have my little breakfast, go downstairs to work. I'm down there by 9 a.m. and then I'm like rocketing through my task until like 6 o'clock. But I have started doing a hard cutoff at 6 p.m. for me.
That's good. That's another good boundary. Yeah. So we've been both working. A lot has changed with our mental and physical health, and that's something I think you have to work on for every single day of your life.
Yeah.
But we've gotten way better than we were. Okay, the next update. I launched Crew. Yay! So that was like another big project. For the past year, I've been working on opening up an actual real estate brokerage, because I was the founder of a real estate team, but we were brokered by another company. For those that are in real estate, know what that means. But now we have officially opened up. Took like 8 months just for the office to be built and designed, but our own office and our own space, and it's so great to be in my own space and have so much room. I had 40 agents and like 2 small offices that probably totaled like 500, 600 square feet. And now we have over 2,700, and we've got social media rooms, and it's open, and it's exactly my vibe. So it's been great.
It's insane, y'all. She's had this dream of launching her own brokerage for 10 years, over a decade, and just being a part of it with the brand and web design side. She came to me very much out of the blue, was working on Embry Group's rebrand, and it was like, hey, I'm going to launch a brokerage. I'm like, oh, you're right. Like right now? Yeah. Like, she's like, I'm going to start it.
Random time.
Yeah. It was very random. It was very much in the hustle and bustle of one of the busiest seasons we've had for Refined yet. So it was pretty insane, but, I don't know. I'm proud of you. I'm very proud of you.
It's been so exciting. And that probably, honestly, having this office and new space and getting to accomplish something that was always in the back of my mind probably was like putting me down a lot in general too. But having this new space has really caused me to structure a lot of things and really grow, because now I have the pressure of the bill, the monthly bill. But no, I have the pressure of, I put a lot of money into this investment personally to open this space and open this brokerage. And so anyways, but it's been great. And
if y'all want to check it out and see what the office space actually looks like, see what the branding looks like, please go to our Instagram at refinemarketing_, or go to at Crew Realty or at Embry Group Real Estate.
There's lots of fun little office tours out there.
Yes, there's a lot. And it's so cool in here. So,
it's been wonderful. And that's where our new setup is now too. So we've got a social media room. Yeah. We've got these soundproof babies right here. Hopefully they're soundproof, because there's a closing next door.
I can't hear anything. I hope y'all can't.
Yes, but it's good.
Yeah. So that was also all happening during the midst of the last really 4 months. So when we were, choosing to pause the podcast, we had that slump with Refined, then we had an influx of clients and all of that. Crew was also finishing the build and finishing the agent transition, all of that at the same exact time. The grand opening was happening. The first photo shoots were happening.
Yeah. It was a lot. 3 huge parties within 4 weeks.
Yeah.
We probably hosted a total of 500 people.
Yeah. It's insane.
All right. And then you want to talk about the website?
Oh, yeah. Y'all, we completely redid, overhauled our website.
Yeah.
So we hadn't, this is on me. It's so funny. I feel like when you are a brand and web designer, your own brand just gets put on the back burner.
It does.
Every single time. And I feel like that even might be true for businesses in general. If you are, really killing it with sales, or you have products that are moving off the shelves, then your own business and investing back into your own business kind of falls to the back burner every single time. So that's kind of what was happening with Refined. I hadn't updated our site, our portfolio on our site. Oh, it's so bad.
No, it's so bad. All of our clients' websites looked better than our own
website.
Yeah. And you are the website developer.
Yeah.
It's nothing on you. It's just, you don't,
I hadn't updated it in over a year.
Yeah. It's like a creative rut for you. Yeah.
But I do get so bogged down when it comes to updating our own stuff, because I just tend to overthink it. And then I get just stuck in this creative cycle.
You're putting a lot of pressure on yourself.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah. I remember the conversation we had. I was like, Michaela, just get it done.
It took me 5 months to actually get our site.
Yeah.
I think it took me 5 months to even finish the homepage.
Yeah. We came to the conclusion that getting it to where it is now is better than not being done at all.
Exactly.
And you can work on it as time goes, but you had to get something out there, and it looks great.
Thanks.
It does.
Better to launch at 80% than be perfect, because it's never going to be perfect. At least that's what she's been telling me. So
it's a new
hopefully
lesson.
Y'all like it. We've launched the primary pages, and now I got to go back in and focus on all of the sub pages that are off of our services page and all that
jazz. But it looks so different.
It does. It actually reflects who we are now, what our vibe is. We just got back our new brand photos. Refined turns 2. So by the time this episode releases, we will be officially 2 years old.
Yay.
And so we had a big photo shoot for that, relaunching the podcast, lots of content for that, lifestyle photos for us to just have our own stock imagery for Refined. So we got all that back in. So now I have to update the website with those items, and then just plug and play. And
but it's getting somewhere.
It's getting there.
All right. And then you want to talk about partnering with Copywriting Mama?
Oh, yeah. So this is very spur of the moment. I just randomly went on stories on a Tuesday and shot the idea out about doing a stories challenge of some kind. It was
it posting on stories every day, right?
Yeah, something like that. Just trying to help, because so many people were commenting or sending us a message, like a DM, and asking what made me want to get on stories and do forward facing versus non-forward facing with the structure. I had talked about it a lot on our stories. And so I had been explaining it a good bit to people in our DMs. And then it got to the point where I was just like, what if I just taught how to do this? Taught how to restructure your week, what looks best for you, and then actually create usable story templates that you can reuse for your business and convert into other forms of content, whether that's a reel, whether that's a carousel. And you're the only person, and I'm telling myself this too as I'm saying it, but like, you're the only person that sees how much you say certain things.
Yes, that's
because
so
there's
true.
so many times where I'm like, I've said this on stories so many times, or I've already said this on stories once this week, but then the second time I say it, it hits different. We get a different person, messaging us, or we get a new lead from an entirely different person than
Like you feel like you're oversaying stuff in reality. That's only you thinking it.
Yeah. And typically the average person needs to hear something 7+ times before they even feel comfortable with you. And then it's like an additional 7 or 10 times before it's a conversion.
I tell everybody in leadership that it's a leadership thing. It's like, people get frustrated if like you're a leader and you tell your employee or team member one thing and they didn't listen to you. It's like, well, how many times did you tell them that one thing? It's like, well, just once. I'm like, okay, well, did you do an email? Did you do text?
Yeah.
Did you call them? Did you remind them? Because you can't expect people to just understand and learn after you saying it one time.
Exactly.
You do it over and over and over.
People aren't nearly as engaged with your business as you are.
Yeah.
And so the more that you remind people, it might feel repetitive to you, but I promise you it's not repetitive to your audience.
No.
And so with that being said, I pitched this on stories super spontaneously. I was like, basically send a message with this keyword if you are interested. And we immediately had, by the end of that day, 15 women who were like, oh my gosh, sign me up. Yes, yeah. They were like, oh my gosh, sign me up. I want to do this. And I'm like, oh crap. Like I actually have to build something out now. Like I didn't think maybe 1, 2, maybe 5 people would be interested. I could just keep it very personal. Like us back and forth with them. And then I was texting Cassidy, because Cassidy with she's copywriting mama. She was working on our new Canva course that we're going to be launching, Baseline. She was working on the sales page copy for that. And so she sent me some revisions. Long story short, I told her all about this, and she was like, well, don't be upset if I launch something down the road that's a little bit similar. Like I already have it all fleshed out. I just have to
happened to been working on something similar.
Yeah. She was like, don't be upset, but I've already have this idea fleshed out. Like I have things written down and I just haven't had time to create it. And I'm like, what if we just partnered up? So we started this 30-day story challenge. It's called Unmuted. And we ended up having over 50 women. Some had businesses, some were personal brands, some were just women who wanted to learn more about social media and stories and how to use them effectively and efficiently. And so we had over 50 women join this 30-day IG stories challenge Unmuted. And it was insane. We ended up having to cap it actually at 50, start a wait list. We already have around 20 people signed up for round 2. And pretty much this was just a trial run. We were just trying to figure out like what people were interested in, what people were challenged with, where they were struggling with stories specifically. Was it a fear that they had? And so we learned a ton, but pretty much what it was all about was we sent a email prompt every single day for 30 days. Well, I should say it was 30 working days. So Saturdays and Sundays we took off, but it was 30 working days. And they had this email prompt. It had a little introduction to what the day was going to be about. It had a mindset piece for it that specific day. And then it had the prompt itself for stories. And then it had Cassidy and I's personal examples from her business account and from Refined. So they got so much. And then we also had this group chat going where you could ask questions. You could converse back and forth with Cassidy and I. You could, send just the word done in the chat, and then we would be able to go and actually interact with your stories and, get real-time feedback. So it was really, really cool.
Like a little community for stories.
Yeah. And so
it was very random.
It was very random. It was very spontaneous, but we've worked on packaging it up over the last couple of weeks here, and we're going to actually be turning it into a paid offer. And so that will be dropping probably not until August timeframe. We're not exactly sure how we want to do it. If we want to do like how we did with a group, to where we actually have like a ongoing live community for that 30 days, or if we just want it to be a paid offer to where you can join whenever. You just get the email prompts and the examples and things
where
like
we can
that.
offer even more value, because you didn't realize it was such a struggle and a challenge that so many people dealt with.
Yeah,
and so
exactly.
something to give them more tools and stuff. And
Most definitely. Yeah.
We're business girls are going to create something out of it. That's what we do. So
exactly. So turn that little spontaneous moment into a new product, which is pretty cool. And then and we've gotten to help so many people along the way.
It's been pretty cool to see. The last thing is the newsletter. We relaunched that, right?
Yes.
And it
is called Off the Record. So I feel like, you know, my thought process behind it, Sarah really had no idea I was doing this.
I don't keep up with the newsletter.
I just kind of did it. And that's what I love too about our partnership is she trusts me in doing this kind of stuff.
I was like, cool, this looks good. I like the name. Let's go for it.
So we have the podcast, obviously. We have Refined, and so much of what goes into the newsletter is stuff that we're not going to just spill out on stories. We're not going to create a reel about. Like, it's going to feel kind of like a personal letter of what's going on deeper inside of Refined, inside of each of us, maybe something that we're working to actively overcome. And so I just kind of took it. I ran with it. It felt right because everything that goes into that newsletter is kind of off the record. It's not meant to just be spread so publicly. It's for a personal audience, and that's what our newsletter kind of feels like.
We had a lot of people sign up too.
Yeah,
like the newsletter has grown. Like since that's why it's an update we pick, because since like the past 6 months, it's grown a lot, like probably doubled in size, right?
Yeah, we've gotten over 300 new subscribers in the past 3 months alone. And like, we weren't actively pushing our news. We've never actively marketed our newsletter at all until the last 2 months.
Yeah.
And so it's been very neat to see the reaction, the uptick in subscribers. Yeah. Even the responses that we've gotten back from some of the newsletters that we've been sending out. So it's just been neat overall. And
another thing that grew unexpectedly.
Very, very unexpectedly. Yeah. Wasn't planning to take that on at all at this time, but it all happened. So we'll put the link to subscribe in the show notes to Off the Record. And if you want to join the wait list for the 30-day IG story challenge with Unmuted, we'll put that link as well in the show notes as well.
But we just kind of wanted to give you guys the reason. I think it's important to know why we almost like ghosted everybody. Yeah. We're like, peace out randomly. Like we didn't even say like, here's what we're going to do. We just randomly like,
because I don't think we really knew what we were going to do at that time. We knew the podcast was coming back. Yeah. We said summer 2025. We didn't know if we were going to make that. No. We didn't know if we were going to be able to make that happen. Yeah. It was more of like, okay, this is ideally what we could do. And we'll just see kind of where the next couple of months take us. Yeah. So we'll be back Monday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 a.m. Central. So that way, first thing when y'all get up in the morning, you can start your day with us if you so choose. We think we're pretty cool. And
we think you should start your day with us.
So if you like this episode, you can like us, follow us. We are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. We obviously have our Rise and Refine Instagram and TikTok, so you can find us there. Follow us at @RefineMarketing_ if you want to see everything brand and web design. That is our sister company to the podcast, and obviously we are the co-founders of. But we hope that you guys really enjoyed our first episode back, and hope that you guys have a wonderful Monday.
See you next Monday.